presents a Kult Divinity Lost actual play of The Shunned. This actual play contains mature themes and descriptions of situations that may be disturbing. Products of the illusion, horror, and con are not suitable for anyone under the age of 18. The content warnings listed in the description are not exhaustive and may not cover all sensitive topics explored in gameplay. Listener discretion is advised. Please note that the views and opinions expressed by characters during this actual play do not necessarily reflect the views of the individual player, the Illusion Horror Con, its organizers, sponsors, or partners. For more information about the convention or any events associated with the Illusion Horror and Con, please visit our website or join us on Discord. Links are in the description. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the show. Hello, and welcome back to the Illusion Horror and Con YouTube channel, where we have part 3 of Kult Divinity Lost scenario, The Shunned. And if you haven't seen the other two, you might be a little lost, so maybe go check those out before you watch this one. Now, where we left off last week is Dwayne McLean and Toby Hoivak have just left Patrick Wilson's family's house, and they're about to go through Patrick's movements on that morning of the school shooting. How about you guys introduce yourselves really quickly, and then we can get into the scene. So, Dwayne, would you like to introduce yourself and what's going on in Dwayne's head right now?
I'm Valentine, going by Kevin the Radio Guy on the socials, and I'll be playing Dwayne McLean tonight. And just as with a few previous cases of following leads, he does get the feeling that maybe-ish they are barking on the wrong tree. The further we go into this case, the more I'm sure that it's not exactly a Patrick problem, and maybe we should stop digging around him and go into Frank and into Eric, because he looks more like a victim of the circumstances. So there is certain reluctance to go into the woods and follow his steps, but since we're already here, why not do that and just quickly cross it out of our list of things to do?
Okay. And Toby, would you like to introduce yourself, and what are you thinking?
Yep. I'm Mal, and I'll be playing Toby Hovik. Toby is a man on the edge at this point, I think. I think the supernatural aspects of what they've gone through so far is pushing him closer and closer to starting to drink again. He's hopeful that, they won't fall into anything that they can't handle. He's hoping that they'll be able to do this case because he doesn't want to disappoint his uncle, the mayor, but day by day, he's like, this might be beyond us as the circumstances continue to be more unnatural.
Yeah. Okay. So, then I'll leave it to you two. I think it's around, probably around 11 a.m. after you get done speaking with Clara Wilson, and you are outside
we should see the woods he would usually go through. Well, not usually, that time he would go through.
Yeah, this was an unusual detour by him that day.
I even have it written in my notes that he said time to get to work and that he was weird from the very early morning. So there's that. Is there some sort of trail there that we can take? Like the most obvious thing, if I was a kid who was going through the woods, what would be
like a path?
So if you look around the house, you can see that so the houses aren't attached to each other. There's some space in between. And yes, in the back area, there is basically where the woods start. And it does look like there is a small footpath, but definitely not a trail that was made for hiking, but it looks like a lot of people have gone that way many, many times to go to other parts of Devonsport. So yeah, looks like you can see a footpath there.
Well, I would start going there, and as I do, since we've read the case files, did anyone find anything in these woods? Because I'm sure that there was a lot of traction there, police, the FBI.
They didn't find anything, except for there was a witness. Let me...
One of the neighbors, I believe.
Yes, older man by the name of Douglas Crosby. He lives in a more secluded area of Devonsport, and he claimed in his statement that he saw Patrick walking through the woods with a determined expression, and he's seen him around town, so he said hi to him, but Patrick ignored him. He thought Patrick didn't hear him, so he went about his day.
And Douglas, he just lives around the woods. We don't know why he was even there.
He lives in this more secluded area. So the woods is kind of permeating in between the little pockets of the suburbs in Devonsport. So the footpath is probably going to lead to some other houses in the area. The woods don't really get thick and dangerous until you get outside of Devonsport. Around here, it's more so like you go through, you take a footpath through some trees, and then you're never really that far away from any sort of civilization until you get to outside of Devonsport. And this is definitely very inside Devonsport.
And we didn't find his clothes. Right?
His clothes would have been...
He exited the house more or less as usual, just being a little bit weird with his mom and his path.
Right.
He entered the woods. He exited in a raincoat.
Yes.
So he changed, probably.
Or just put on a raincoat. So he had his normal shirt and jeans on. He was dressed for, there's no uniforms for the school, so it was just casual t-shirt and jeans. But yeah, he didn't own a yellow raincoat. So he got that and the gun elsewhere.
And I'm looking at Toby, actually, because he has been to, let's say, certain circumstances. Maybe he knows how to look for people or hiding spaces in such a place. And I'll even ask him, like, do you know where we should start? It's a big area, and we need to find a place where they kept maybe the raincoat and the guns. Maybe you have experiences.
Toby will look at him. Um, he's not exactly sure if he has that skill set, but he'll try. Can I observe a situation?
Yeah. Go ahead.
$18.
Okay. Very good. So, if you have other questions after I explain what's going on, you can go ahead and ask them, but I'll just
Okay.
tell you what you're thinking here. So hiding, he could have very well have found, a tree with that had, a space carved out of it, or he could have dug a hole in the wooded areas between the neighborhoods. Yeah, that is maybe your first thought of what you would do if you were going to do something that awful, if you wanted to hide something from people. But you remember from the surveillance videos, the quality wasn't great, but it didn't look like he was, digging around the woods at all. So you kind of feel like maybe he would have hidden it around the neighborhood, especially if he had some sort of accomplice. Or, they saw what you guys think is Eric Switzer's face on Patrick's face. Uh, you know, is that something, where would Patrick Switzer or would Eric Switzer be around here? Or would you be able to hide something somewhere in the neighborhoods? There are easier ways to hide those things besides just, finding a spot in the woods and hoping for the best.
Okay. I will ask one of my questions, and that is, what is my best way through this?
Okay. Well, since you believe that Patrick is not the only person who is, you're not just looking into Patrick, right? You're looking into Eric as well. Dwayne knows a bit about Eric, maybe, and then maybe looking into Eric Switzer or the Switzers in general might lead you to some clues.
Okay. So I'm gonna turn to Dwayne. We could take a walk through the woods. I'm not sure if we'll find anything useful because from the footage we had, it doesn't look like he was digging around in the dirt, and there was easier ways to go about what he was doing, like getting the raincoat and the gun. I think we should focus on the accomplice, like Eric, like being an accomplice and seeing, like, looking into that family, basically. But I'm not sure how much we can get from the woods. I would still walk through it just to be safe, but I don't think we're gonna find some hidden conspiracy back here.
Man, I didn't think that about the school as well, or rewatching the footage, and yet.
I mean, like I said, we could still take a walk through. I'm just saying.
Let's go. And as I'm walking through these woods, I'm trying to put certain things together. First of all, that man, Douglas, he probably specified, or at least we asked him to specify where exactly he saw Patrick on this trail. And was he already wearing that raincoat and carrying something? If he was,
it doesn't say in the case file, actually. So that is an unknown.
Another person to interview. Maybe.
Oh, who knows? We might find him on this trail right now if he likes having walks. And
I mean, if he lives nearby.
Yeah. And the second thing, since I was looking into Switzers, are they living somewhere nearby? Maybe their house is near these woods.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've lived in Devonsport long enough, so you would have sort of an idea of how it's situated. Yeah, they actually wouldn't live too far away from wooded areas that do connect this house with possibly where the school is. You would think, like, yeah, their house would be sort of maybe not directly along the path, but like around where this path would lead to where the school is. So it wouldn't be that much of a detour to get to the Switzer's house on the way going this way.
Less than 15 minutes?
Yeah.
That fits into the timeline. And Eric's family house is nearby. It wouldn't take long for Patrick to go there, take something, and then get back to the trail. I'm not saying that is what happened, but if I was a kid who wanted to do something terrible and I needed a place to hide, I think that a family home, place that I feel like is safe for me, would be my first thought.
Oh, another place for us to check out.
I suppose we can make this sort of rough vector towards the Switzer's residence and go through it. Perhaps we will find something on our way there. Hollowed out, like, tree stump, maybe a stone turned over.
Yeah. The both of you follow the footpath. It leads through this wooded area. There's, it's trees, and it's not very thick forest, but it's forested. And, but it's only, a couple minutes walk through these trees, and you get to a bit of a clearing where you see the back of a couple houses. So, one house, you do see a gentleman in the backyard raking some leaves near a tree. And he's an older gentleman. He does fit the description of Douglas Crosby. And again, so this is one of the neighborhoods of Devonsport. It's basically you can see the backs of multiple houses. They're spread apart a lot more than in the Wilsons neighborhood. But yeah, the footpath continues on through this clearing, basically along those houses. And kind of in the distance, you can see that it does indeed lead to a street that would go to the school.
Well, I feel like fate is leading us to this man. That's the witness, by the way.
Okay.
Do you want to take a lead, or should I?
I think you should take the lead in this. You're the officer.
All right, and then I turn towards this man, start walking towards him, and as soon as there may be like 15, 20 feet between us, I would call over him like, Mr. Crosby.
He turns around. By the way, Dwayne, are you wearing your uniform or just civilian clothes?
I feel like I only sleep outside my uniform.
Okay. So he will turn around and he'll give you a wave. Morning, officer. How may I help you?
Would you mind, and I'm going through the bushes probably, would you mind answering a few questions about what happened? We're just trying to put certain things together, and it doesn't make much sense.
Well, yeah, certainly. Very sad, very, very sad business. But I'm happy to help. I didn't see much, so.
Yes. Oh, by the way, this is Toby. He's helping out.
Morning.
He's a professional in certain departments.
Morning.
I see. Okay.
Am I right to assume that you would have seen the kids roughly from your backyard here, right?
Yes, indeed. I'm out here in the morning, every morning, pretty much. I like to get outside and, make sure my yard is neat and tidy. And yeah, I've seen Patrick in the neighborhood, and never really saw him walking this way before school before. So yeah, I hollered at him, and yeah, he didn't seem to hear me. So I just assumed he didn't, and went about my business.
Do you happen to remember how he was looking? Like, did he already have that raincoat on?
Oh, no, he wasn't wearing a raincoat. I mean, it was a cooler morning, so he was wearing some sort of, I think the kids call them hoodies, I think he was wearing one of those and jeans.
And this is where I'm actually thinking that maybe you just forgot about the hoodie, but earlier you said that he was wearing a shirt, jeans, and the raincoat. And this man is talking about the hoodie. So did he have hoodie underneath the raincoat, or didn't find the hoodie?
Don't think you found the hoodie.
Well, that's interesting. And I'm trying to roughly recollect the geography of this place and see if I can remember which side of the woods the Switzers would be, to roughly point there and ask if he perchance have seen like some new faces over in that area, like a young man.
So the Switzers would live in this row of houses, probably down maybe 4 or 5 houses along this row.
As he says this, I'm going to take out the drawn picture of Eric again.
Mm-hmm.
Just show the man, like, yeah, if anybody resembling this was also out around that time, or you've seen them in general around here.
We think he might be the witness who just didn't come out.
That's the Switzer boy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Switzers, they live down the road there. Nice people. I haven't seen Eric in years now. He left for college, and I haven't seen him since.
Yeah,
I'll fold the picture up and put it back in my pocket.
Like, you haven't seen him, but maybe his mom was, I don't know, especially spry. Like, the son came to visit, you just didn't happen to see him.
Oh, that very well could be the case. I
noticed.
I haven't noticed. I haven't seen Eric personally in many years. Doesn't mean he wasn't around here. He was a bit of a loner, I guess you would say. He didn't really talk much to others. He was, didn't really fit in around here.
You know how teens are.
Yeah, for sure. In any case, Switzers are nice people. I see them around. Say hi. Haven't seen their boy around though. Not for, I don't know, years now.
And I'm looking at Toby, like trying to ask if he has any questions, as I'm doing, and actually asking, do you happen to know if Eva might be at home right now? We might as well pop in. I mean, you're almost neighbors.
Oh, yeah. I think, I don't know. She was a stay-at-home mom when Eric was younger, so maybe she still goes home. I know John, he goes to work. He's out every day, so you could try them. She might be home.
We might be hoping. Looking at Toby.
My last question is: you didn't notice Eric, but did you notice anybody out in the woods that morning besides Patrick? Like,
no, he was the only person I saw that morning.
Okay.
there aren't anyone who's going hiking in these woods. Or maybe, kids that go out to secretly drink some beer.
Oh, I mean, we get some kids, using the footpath for not just kids, but people using the footpath every now and again to, cut through here to get to other parts. But
But nothing
as far
serious.
as
Nothing serious. Yeah.
no, this isn't much of a hiking trail. It doesn't really lead to anything, very wooded. You have to kind of go out of town for those types of things. And we don't get. If I saw some kids drinking around here, I'd call you guys and make sure they got home safe.
Well, yeah, you don't know them kids.
I don't take kindly to parties in my backyard.
Neither should you. I'm looking at Toby and go like, do you want to check the woods up until the end of the trail? I say, but I imply to the backyard of the Switzers.
He'll nod, wherever you think we should go. And then he's gonna turn to the man. Thank you for your time and for answering the questions.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, young man, and good morning, officer.
Thank you, Mr. Crosby. We'll be going now.
Sure. If you need anything else, just stop on by.
Oh, we will.
Okay.
And going away suddenly with an ominous we will.
Yeah. Mr. Crosby gets back to his yard work. And the two of you continue on the footpath. And indeed, the footpath leads to basically the area of where the Switzer's house is. And you can see it. You'd have to kind of go through some grass to get to their backyard. But you see it. It's there. Their house is similar to most of the other houses around here. You're looking at it from the back. So they do have sort of a fence around an area to separate what they want as their yard from sort of the rest of the valley area. But you do see that there is a gate in the back. So it's a access gate into the backyard. You also see that, so the house itself is 2 stories tall, very nice sort of colonial style, nice, large windows. And in the backyard, there is the roof of what looks like a small storage shed. And then there's also a tree.
As we're going, I would try to look around for any places that one might leave some clothes and a rather bulky gun. I'm not sure that I'm hoping to find this place, but it's just another thing in the checklist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as you're walking and looking around, again, this area, this is a more of a clearing in the area. There's not too many trees, and the trees that you do see are quite small. It's mostly like grasses, maybe some bushes. The actual wooded area is behind you, the way you came. And then you do see some more sort of off in the distance, but it's pretty far away. So there's not too many places where you could hide something unless you dug a hole.
Oh, bushes are okay too, but maybe not for an AK.
Yeah. It would be very, very it'd be very, very hard to hide an AK in the bushes that you're seeing around here.
I'm looking up at the house and just trying to figure out, like, maybe there are certain signs that Eric returned. I'm not sure whether or not his windows would go out here, and if they did, that would be a very interesting coincidence. But, maybe there's something suspicious, like maybe the windows are closed. Maybe it's too dark in the house. Curtains, that sort of thing. Because I'm thinking that maybe he did return home. Maybe his mother saw him. He just tried to stay out of sight. Like, where else would he go?
So, are the two of you just kind of standing and observing the house from the footpath?
Not Toby. Toby's kind of looking at Dwayne, and he's like, I don't think we're gonna get answers unless we knock on the door.
You can just wait. If we knock at the door, we probably should go to the front. I'm just trying to gather maybe some information that they might try to hide. And as I'm looking at the house and actually peeking to see, maybe I can look into the shed from outside the fence. Any windows, any cracks.
Okay. So the way I imagine this is, Toby, you just said what you said to Dwayne, and he's kind of answering you, but also moving away from the footpath and going towards the fence to look for cracks in the fence, sort of snoop around a little bit. So observing the house, you don't see, it doesn't look like anything's weird about the house. The windows, the curtains are open. You can't really see what's inside the house, really. Like on the second, you can see the windows of the second floor, but from your vantage point, you're only kind of looking at the ceiling of it. So you're seeing like a light fixture or something like that. You can't really see inside from the first floor because it's being hidden by the fence. As you get closer and you're looking through cracks in the fence, you can see through a couple, and it looks like the backyard. There's some chairs in the back, for sitting. There's a barbecue. There's a lovely tree that looks like it's well taken care of. And then the storage shed looks like it's just kind of a wooden box with a door. It doesn't look like there's any lock on the door or anything. It's just, you open it, put your gardening stuff in there, and that's where you store things.
And by the way, is Toby following?
That was my next
Yeah,
question.
he's following you.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm looking at this shed, at the tree, and just murmur, like, quietly, like, please tell me that I'm way too paranoid, but part of me wants to ask, do you want me to go to the front and talk to Eva while you try to snoop into that shed?
Sure, I can do that while you distract her.
I was hoping you would tell me that I'm too paranoid and it's just a shed.
I mean, you might be too paranoid, but you're the officer. You have years doing this, and I trust your judgment, even if I'm more of a run-in type of guy, as we've seen at the school. But that's not always the way to go about things.
Yes, speaking of running into shooting while you're not wearing anything and have no gun was kind of stupid.
I was in the moment. Got away from me for a bit.
I'm just hoping you won't do the same thing when the real shooting starts. At least, if you don't have anything of weapons of your own. Anyway, and I just pat him on the shoulder. I'll go and try to distract the missus.
Okay.
So
I'm trying to go around to the front of the house.
Mm-hmm. And that's fairly easy to do. There's enough space between these houses to where you can get to the sidewalk. And yeah, you get to the front, and the house looks normal, and it's still the morning, early afternoon. So you can't really see if there's any lights on or anything. But there's some curtains open, and there is a car in the driveway. Yeah, we'll continue with Dwayne for now. You go up to the front door.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
And I'm taking a deep breath because I don't want to talk to her. But I have to. And yeah, I ring the doorbell.
Okay. Toby, from the back of the house, you do hear the doorbell ring. And then you do hear also some sort of like faint footsteps and rustling around. You hear somebody come to the door, Dwayne, and it opens, and it's Ava. She opens the door wide, and she gasps a little bit, seeing you. Dwayne, you're here. Hi.
Morning, you sound nervous.
It's just been a long time since you've come around here. How are you?
Well, unfortunately, I'm here for some very serious business.
Okay.
Say, have Eric visited you recently?
Eric, and she she looks really sad when you mention his name. Well, actually, no. I haven't actually talked to Eric, and I think it's been a couple years now. I mean, he sends me the kids are texting now, so I tried to text him on his birthday and holidays. I want to. He never answers when I call, and he sends me a text saying that he is too busy to come for holidays, and she starts to get a little emotional talking about it. And she says, Dwayne, I haven't seen him in quite a while. Why are you asking about him now?
And I feel like maybe I see a chance to give Toby even more time. And seeing that she's distressed, I notice that she's sad, and I'm just pointing down the street, and I'm going, "Hey, maybe you want me to get you some coffee?" As far as I remember, there should be a cafe there. You kind of look a bit sad about this.
Do you think it's wise that we're seen together, Dwayne?
Well, it's just an officer doing his job and trying to console a woman. I don't think it's anything suspicious.
She sort of looks around nervously. I am tempted to have you roll for influence other here.
Oh, that's an 8.
Okay. She looks nervous and says, Dwayne, I don't know what this is about, but us going to a cafe together in the morning, people are going to talk. People are going to talk to John, and he already doesn't trust me, doesn't trust you.
Is it because of him you're this nervous?
Yes, of course. He's my husband. We're married. He raised Eric. You didn't.
Well, I would have if you would have allowed me.
We both agreed that it was for the best. Okay, look, maybe that comment wasn't fair, but still, I already...
I'm not trying to blame you. You were trying to do what's best for your child, I understand. And partially, this is why I'm trying to give at least some comfort, because there are a few people from the school that claim that they have seen Eric around, and I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but given that they saw him around when that thing happened, it doesn't paint a pretty picture. So I was hoping that you can tell me that I'm wrong, that he's been here and he's been calling, and you know that they are mistaken and Eric wasn't there.
I have not seen Eric since it must have been about 2 years now since he's come home. And even before that, it was ever since he left to Seattle, he has not been home more than once a year. And then not at all. I've called him and tried to contact him. In fact, I think it was a couple weeks ago for for the holidays, for Christmas, and I always invite him for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I haven't heard one word from him probably since the beginning of this year.
And you haven't tried to actually go there? Maybe call his friends, the police?
Well, I don't know. I guess I just figured he didn't want to see us.
Why wouldn't he want to see you?
I think we'll pause in the front here. There. And then we're going to go to the back of the house. Toby, you hear, you don't hear the full conversation that's happening, but you do hear that the door has opened, and you hear Dwayne and a woman sort of talking to each other in the front. What do you do?
As soon as it seems like they're deep in their conversation, I'm going to go towards the shed. I'm gonna are there windows on the shed? Or is it just a regular?
It's just a wooden box with a roof and a door. So no windows.
Okay.
Yeah. And the fence, the gate into the backyard is open. So you can easily go through there, and yeah, the shed is just a wooden box there.
Okay, so I'll walk through the gate and go straight to the shed. I'm going to try to check the door, see if it has a lock on it.
Mm-hmm. No luck. Just a little, like a wooden handle type thing. It looks like this shed was handmade.
Oh, okay. He'll push it open. He's gonna slowly push it open and try to like peek behind the door as he creaks it open, just in case there's somebody in there.
Yeah, nobody in there. All you see is some gardening equipment. Looks like there's some like beach chairs, other random, gardening stuff. And it's kind of dusty and dirty. There's some cobwebs. The floor is made of wood. There's a wooden floor as well. It's it's relatively tidy, where they've, things look like they have their place, but it's still, it's a work shed, so it's sort of dusty and dirty.
Okay, he's gonna look for anywhere it looks like the dust has been like disturbed, like as if somebody was moving stuff around.
Okay.
He's looking out for that, or any like creaks in the wooden floor that maybe he can move. Like,
okay. Yeah. Interesting that you say creaks in the wooden floor, because as soon as you step into the shed, you do hear it creak, and then you also feel one of the boards, or a couple of the boards, are loose on the floor.
oh, if he feels that, he's going to bend down and go straight to that. I think also maybe he'll take out his phone. It's good to just, record, get evidence.
Right. So yeah, you bend down and you remove the wooden boards. And I'm going to quickly go back to Dwayne. Dwayne, I don't know why he wouldn't want to see us. He's it's just ever since high school, he's just been so lost. He was so I don't know, he was angry. He was a good boy. He never did anything. It's just ever since he came back from the woods that one time, he hasn't really been the same.
Why? What happened?
Oh, he never really told me what happened, but I thought you would have known. The police were called and everything, but yeah, he was found wandering the road outside Devonsport. Looked like he had been lost in the woods for God knows how long. He was missing for for a week or so. They said it was a miracle he survived, and he couldn't tell anybody how he ended up there.
Do you think someone drugged him?
Maybe, yeah, but again, Eric said he didn't remember anything, so there wasn't a whole lot they could do to investigate.
I'm not sure how can I ask this softly, but you don't think that Eric, after what had happened, would be the kind of person to set something like that up, right?
I want to say no, but I don't know. He was such a good boy. He was so smart. He was so smart. He is smart. He's still smart. He got an amazing job in Seattle. And I don't know. He was so angry since then. So angry. I don't know what to do.
Say, do you know if he would have known that teacher, Mr. Dubois? And I'm asking because I saw them on the photo together, and Eric did not look happy about him.
I think I got an email from Mr. Dubois when Eric was in high school, saying that he was interested in Eric for the science Olympiad, and I was encouraging Eric to do it. That's like, look, somebody else is taking notice of how smart you are, and he wasn't interested.
And that implies to me that they would have been in school together, like Dubois teaching Eric, since he would invite him to Olympiad. Mm-hmm. Unless they have some other program.
No, you would know that Frank Dubois has been teaching at Devonsport High School for probably 10, 15 years. He's been there a long time. We're going to quickly go back to Toby. You lift up the boards and you find an area underneath the boards that is it's dug out and looks like it is large enough to hold a rifle and maybe some other things, perhaps some clothing. And you also see it is quite dirty, but it looks like there is a piece of clothing in there.
I'll pick up the clothing.
Mm-hmm. It's a black hoodie.
Okay. I'll take the hoodie with me. I'm gonna put the boards. There's nothing else down there.
No, it's just a hole under the boards right now with the hoodie.
All right. I'll put the boards back where they were, but I will be taking the hoodie with me.
Okay.
I'll check the pockets of the hoodie. Is there anything in the pockets of the hoodie?
No, they're empty.
Okay. I'll put my phone back. I'm still gonna look around just a little bit more.
Okay.
Even though I found that, I'm just looking for anything that seems like it's been disturbed as I walk around the shed.
Okay. Yeah, you walk around the shed. It's not very big, so you can only take, a couple steps through it. And basically everything else has a pretty thick layer of, maybe not thick, but it has like a layer of dust and dirt. There's some cobwebs. It doesn't look like a lot of this equipment has been used in quite a while. Yeah, there's no other sort of disturbance in here.
Okay, then he'll leave the shed. He'll he still has the hoodie, but he'll leave. He's gonna send a text to Dwayne. Found hoodie. I'll be waiting. Back on. He doesn't want to stay in the back where the shed is. He wants to probably move a little bit, away from the house.
Okay.
So, maybe the next house over is where I'm waiting at.
Yeah. Okay.
For him to wrap up his conversation with Mrs.
Switzer.
Okay. So yeah, I'm at the next house over, waiting for you to wrap up whatever conversation you have going on with her. Take your time, and I'll send that text.
Okay. Yeah, Dwayne, you get a beeping on your phone or vibration on your phone. Ava, at this point, actually takes your hand, sort of abruptly, and puts it in her two hands, and says, "Dwayne, I know this is a little presumptuous of me to ask you, but could you go check on him, please? I mean, you're a police officer, and I know it's all the way in Seattle, but it would really mean a lot to me and John if you were to check up on him."
This is very good, I think, that she asked about this, because I didn't know how to lead to the question. which I'm about to ask with a nod and going, where does he work right now?
Yes. 1 second. And she quickly goes into the house, leaves the door open. You can see her going. She has a table a table with a phone on it and a pad of paper and a Rolodex, or like a book with addresses and stuff. And she quickly writes some things down on a piece of paper, and she gives it to you, and it's Eric's address and his place of work in Seattle, and the phone number that she has for him. This is what I know. Whether it's still good or not, I don't know. But this is the last thing I had from him.
I'm feeling like she might be nervous enough about her son missing, but Dwayne isn't sure if she's not in immediate danger or maybe hiding something. I usually don't ask for roles, but perhaps I could read a person, for example.
Absolutely. Go on ahead.
That is a 16.
Mm-hmm. What would you like to know?
It would be a very vague, are you lying? Not in this immediate moment, but in general. When she was saying that she didn't have contact with him for a long, long time, maybe she noticed him somewhere. Because in Dwayne's mind, if she suspects that he might be dangerous, she would probably not really go to the police. She's a mother. She would try to protect him. Maybe she would know where he is right now instead of sending me to Seattle. Maybe he's even hiding somewhere in the area in her house. So like the vague, very much this, are you lying?
Okay. Her body language, her sort of emotional outbursts, they all indicate to you that she's being very earnest. She seemed genuinely shocked that that there were rumors or statements by people who say that they saw Eric around recently. Yeah, she looked shocked and hurt, as though, yeah, if he was here, why didn't he come home?
And I would go something like, well, if by any chance you see him or hear from him, or you even suspect he's somewhere in Devonsport, please let me know. I know that you would want to protect him from anything, but if he's really was there and if he's really done something, he needs help. Like real help before FBI comes and does God knows what.
I promise, Dwayne. I will let you know if I see him. This is so awful. My little boy.
I'm going to be honest with you, I don't want to believe this either. That damn man.
But you'll go and see. You'll go check on him, right?
As soon as I can, yes.
Thank you, Dwayne. I really, really appreciate this. I hate to say this, but make sure if you call the house, just call my cell phone. Don't call the house. I don't want John to know that I've asked you to check on Eric. If that's okay.
Oh, I'll need your number then.
And she writes it down on the piece of paper that she gave you.
And I will quickly get it into my phone, see Toby's message there.
Mm-hmm.
Right, I need to get back to work. But
yes,
also,
of course.
if you do remember something about that Dubois man, because he's been popping in here and there as well. Maybe they were in a conflict.
I heard he was killed in the shooting.
Yes.
He seemed perfectly nice at the time. He told us that Eric was very he was very promising. He was very smart, and he seemed very excited to have him work on the science Olympiad. But like I said, Eric was just not interested.
What kind of science, by the way? Was he interested in chemistry, physics?
Biology. In as much as he was interested in anything, honestly, he was just very good at school. He could do school he could get good grades without even really trying.
Well, I'm sure that he got that from his mother.
But that's very flattering. Thank you. Again, Dwayne, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
I will get in touch if we learn something.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thanks. Take care.
You too.
And she closes the door.
And I'm going back the way I came from.
Mm-hmm.
To the footpath, looking for Toby.
Yeah. You meet Toby where he said he was going to be?
And I'm looking sort of nervous at him because what he sent me, if I suspect I know what kind of hoodie that is, but that does not correlate at all with what I've learned from Eva.
I'm gonna hand over the hoodie to you. I found this underneath the floorboard. I picked up a few planks of the wooden floor, and there was a dugout hole in it where the hoodie was. It looked like it could have fit a rifle. There was no rifle there, but it was big enough to fit a rifle as well. The dugout hole underneath the floor. But other than that, the place looked dusty, it hasn't really been used a lot.
Perfect hiding spot. His mother, haven't seen him for years now, and I believe her. And I'm looking at that hoodie, I'm taking it out, kind of straightening it. Probably looks like any other hoodie, but I'm trying to think, would it be fitting for Patrick's kind of shape?
Yeah. Looks like it would fit him.
Boy, if I get that back to the evidence, I will have a lot of explaining to do. They won't need to take it as an evidence.
Okay.
So he was here, Eric, I mean. Probably have left things in that shed and then hidden the hoodie, and all without his mother noticing.
I mean, it wasn't hard to get into the shed. The fence was unlocked, and there's no lock on the shed either.
I would think if you're carrying around something heavy, you do make some noise. You have to bring it in, hide it, get out, wait for Patrick, get in, get the stuff, give to Patrick, get in again, hide the hoodie. I mean, someone would have noticed, probably. But her statements correlate with what we already knew. He hasn't been here for a couple of years, and she didn't get any messages from him for more than a year, maybe. But an interesting thing is that Dubois man was asking to get him to Olympiad as well.
Honestly, I think that's another lead to look into next. Like, we should probably do some type of research on that man. He seems to be connected to multiple things in this, especially since he was grooming Patrick for the Science Olympics, and now we learned that he wanted to do the same thing with Eric but didn't get the chance. I mean, it's interesting. It's a weird coincidence. Too many coincidences.
Yes, there's another thing. Some time ago, Eric was found in the woods after being missing for about a week, without any knowledge how he got there. But that was the point where his mother says he changed.
You think you could find an old police report on that?
Oh, I'm sure I can. But if it is, I'm biased here, because my mind is painting a picture that maybe that Dubois man was grooming these boys not just for an Olympiad, and something happened to Eric in those woods that made him very angry about this man. But again, I'm biased in this, so I probably will trust your head on the matter.
No, I think these are two things to look into. I don't know why, but I just feel like Frank was more involved than we know. I truly do feel that way. He was too intense for a science teacher, honestly. Looking back on those emails and text messages, I get wanting to push your students, to their best abilities, but it was just very intense. So I do want to look into him.
That much is true. I would too. Do we know at least roughly where Dubois lives? Is it far or not?
You would have his address from the case file.
Which is still in the police.
Well, I'm just going to say that you probably made a copy of it, or you took pictures on your phone or something. So you have access to that information ready.
Would it be far from here? Because one of my thoughts is that I could, for example, drive back to the police to take the case files on Eric, and he's wandering in the woods, take pictures, and as we drive, maybe give Toby to skim through. Unless that would be a big detour, and we'd rather go to Dubois' place immediately.
No. I mean, if you wanted to do that, you could. It wouldn't be that big of a detour. Devonsport is not that big, so you could, things are not terribly far away from each other.
I imagine it's kind of growing more horizontally than vertically, as many American suburbs do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think I will offer Toby, like, I can go to the police department, take a copy of the case file about Eric, and as we drive to Dubois, you can just skim through it, see if anything catches your eye.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we can say that you do that. We don't have to do a whole playthrough of these scenes, unless, Dwayne, you would like to speak with your daughter, who will be working at the police station today. But if not, we can just say that you are able to avoid her and get the case file and go back and meet Toby. And Toby, if there's anything you want to do while Dwayne is going to get the case file, we can also go through that.
Okay.
Well, as for Carol, it's partially yes, partially no. My real question, something that is bothering me a lot ever since I saw that weird thing that happened on the tapes, and since I got the portrait of Eric, is I actually do want to ask her, like, when he got out, when she shot him, how did he look like? Maybe she noticed something unusual in him. Maybe he wasn't aggressive. Maybe he was more scared, not understanding what's going on. And that's the real question that bothers me. But I also don't want her to go through this again. So although it probably will help me to understand what happened, I'm just postponing it every time I see her. Mm-hmm. However, I would ask her about that vandalism, and maybe she has a list of addresses where that symbol was drawn. If she's interested, I'm just going to say that maybe this is connected with the vandalism in school, and I'm just trying to put this together.
Okay, yeah. That sounds good. So while Dwayne is at the police station, Toby, what are you up to?
Since I have some free time, I think but last session when I went to go check the areas Ken was last seen, I just did a quick drive by. I think since I have some time until Dwayne calls me back, I'll go by foot this time. Well, I'll drive there and then get out my car and walk around, like walk to any areas in that specific walk to any places in that specific area where homeless people may sleep or visit for food and trash. Anywhere I think homeless people may go in those areas.
Okay. Sure. All right, cool. So let's start with Toby this time. Then you are Devonsport, you would know, is very much about appearances. People are very concerned about how things look and very concerned with things looking nice. And because of that, any homeless people would be sort of pushed to the outskirts of the city as much as possible. So you are you drive it on a road that basically leads out of Devonsport and probably on the way to Seattle. And then you park your car and then you walk around. So in this area, there's some parks, which probably don't really have any children going to them nowadays. They are a bit overrun by homeless people. There are some liquor stores, some bars, some other buildings, other businesses that are kind of pushed out of Devonsport as well because they don't look good. So yeah, you walk around that area. What exactly are you looking for? Are you going to be talking to homeless people around there or going into the businesses?
I think I would talk to other homeless people. I would have a picture of Ken up on my phone, and I think I'm just going around to ask if anyone has seen him, basically.
Okay.
Or when was the last time they seen him, and where was he?
Okay. Yeah. You walk around, and there are a number of people out. It's probably it's around noon now, I would say. You show the picture around, and most people just kind of like shake their head, ask you for money, ask you for food. Nothing really fruitful. And until you get to... Sorry, 1 second. There's a man hanging out in this area who looks a little out of place. Looks like he could be homeless, but also looks like maybe a little too clean to have been out here for long. He's standing against the wall of a liquor store, smoking a cigarette, and he's kind of watching you talk to these homeless people.
I will approach him.
Okay. He doesn't say anything. He just smokes.
Excuse me, sir, I'm sorry to bother you, but have you seen this man recently, or like has there been an occasion where you've seen him at all? And I show him the picture of Ken on my phone.
Mm-hmm. He barely moves. He basically just flicks his eyes at the picture and takes a long drag of a cigarette. Why you're looking for him?
He's my brother, and I'm worried about him.
You're the kid brother, eh?
Yes. Do you know him? You've heard about him?
Yeah, I know Ken.
Have you seen him? I've been looking for him for a while and
Hmm.
haven't heard from him.
Oh, I haven't seen him lately, but I might see him soon.
Can you tell me where? I've his family's really concerned about him.
Uh, I can't tell you where, but we'll know. You'll know.
What the hell do you mean I'll know?
She's been talking to you, hasn't she?
Who?
He takes a long drag of a cigarette again, and it's basically out. He flicks it to the ground. I think you know who I'm talking about.
What's she got to do with Ken?
You think that she is only talking to you? She's talking to all of us, man. Are you listening?
Listen, and he looks at the man. I don't have time for whatever this is. I just want to know if Ken's okay.
Oh, Ken is more than okay. He's found his calling.
What calling?
You'll see. And
Um,
whenever she talks, you should probably listen to her.
can I can I get your name? What's your name?
Name's Mark.
Okay. Um, Toby is stressed, especially since that woman has been brought up. He does not want to continue this conversation. I think he leaves. He
Okay.
leaves and he gets in his car, and I think he drives till he gets to a secluded spot. And I think he goes into one of the glove compartments where he put the envelope of cash into the very, very back of the glove compartment. He's going
Hmm.
to take out his emergency supply of alcohol. He needs a shot.
Mm-hmm.
That is not he hates the fact that Ken could be connected to this woman. And he's recalling Ken talking about a woman the last time they talked, and he's just thinking of his encounter with her, and he's fucking stressed.
Yep.
So he's gonna take a shot in his car. He's
Yeah.
This is a
And
sobriety breaking moment for him.
as you take a swig, uh, yeah. So I would say either you can choose to uh, go down in your stability, just take a -1, or you can do a keep it together if you like and see where the dice fall.
I think he'll He'll go down in stability. I think regardless of what happened, this was very, his brother means a lot to him. He's like his vital person, so
Yeah.
he's gonna go down in stability.
Okay. What is Toby's drink of choice?
Vodka. And like the cheapest bottle too. Even though he has money for a more expensive bottle, the cheap kind will really knock you on your ass fast. So I think he has like maybe like a bottle of Georgie vodka, and he's like taking 2 shots of it real quick, like 2 quick swigs out the bottle.
Okay. Yeah. I think we'll leave you there then. After you take a couple swigs and trying to calm down from this encounter with Mark. And let's go to Dwayne. So you head to the police station. And again, it's I think it's Friday now. So place is still bustling. Lots of activity. People are kind of going back and forth in the bullpen area. And yeah, you enter and you do see Carol sitting at her desk, clicking on her computer, typing up a report, possibly.
I think I will get to her on my way back. First, the copies of the case files and them. And I think that when I get those copies, I would hesitate a lot. I don't really want to bother her. I don't want to get her involved. So he's kind of standing there with those papers, and he's making a few steps towards her, then stops, turns towards the exit, goes there, stops again, and is like, damn it, I need to do this. Turns around and just slowly is approaching her, almost, like a rabbit. Just afraid to get to something it deems dangerous. And when I approach, I just start with a very neutral, hey, how's it going?
Oh, hey, Dad. How are you? Or, sorry, Officer McLean.
Yeah, listen, about those vandalism reports, do you have the addresses where this happened? Because I've heard about other kinds of vandalism. I feel like maybe those are connected somehow.
Yeah, I have some here, and she shuffles some papers on her desk and takes out one of the papers. Says, yeah, here you go. There's been about 4 places where I've seen some of that weird vandalism so far. It's kind of all over Devonsport. There's not really any pattern to it or anything. Don't really know what to do, honestly. There's not really any evidence or anything. I think it's just, wait and see if we can catch them in the act.
They keep reappearing or not?
I mean, the past week or so, it's been about 4 places, 4 residences.
Yeah. Did you know, by the way, that someone's vandalizing the school as well? Not in the same manner, but it's just weird that it
Oh.
happens at the same time.
Vandalizing Devonsport High.
Well, as far as I know, the local, whoever they are trying to clean it up, and someone comes over, drills back the holes in the walls, spreads around, I don't know, probably pig blood.
Oh, that's
I know
awful.
no respect towards all those people, but, you know, I'm just
Yeah.
hoping that this and that all those symbols are some sort of kids with very morbid sense of humor trying to scare someone off.
Well, I I did a reverse internet search for the symbols, and I didn't really get anything from that. It it just kind of looks like nonsense to me. I, we don't really have the budget to call in any, experts on symbology, or I don't even know where we would get one of those, probably Seattle. But yeah, this just isn't high profile enough to get many answers.
Do you think this would be expensive to get someone from Seattle?
Unless you can get somebody on the cheap to who knows symbology, that would be great. Otherwise, we'd have to go through the usual channels, which would require, budget.
Yeah, I'm just thinking I was going to have a quick drive to Seattle. If you think
Really?
there's someone who can help, then maybe I should pay them a visit. If it's in my personal budget.
Sure. I'll see if I can look somebody up at the local university. Why are you going to Seattle?
Oh, it's just a friend asked me to do him a favor.
Oh, okay. Well, you just taking a day trip or staying there long?
I think it's a day trip. They just want me to check on their friend.
I see. Okay.
You've been okay? I mean, with everything that's been going on.
Oh, they referred me to the therapist, and I think that's been helping a little bit. It's one day at a time, right?
You sure you don't want to take a vacation? Spend time with the kids?
Well, maybe. I thought coming back to work would help keep my mind off of it, help routine and all that. But yeah, it has been hard.
I don't think really that work wouldn't remind you of this every time. If you want to take a vacation, no one will blame you, It's one thing if you would have encountered some, I don't know, terrorist or a robber, but it's another thing when it's just a teen.
Yeah.
Listen, I have some money saved, so if you want to actually go take the kids and go somewhere, I think I can lend you some. Right?
Really? You're gonna buy us a vacation?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Well, maybe. 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 Maybe.
I want you to be safe, and I don't mean physically, I mean mentally as well. You need to find some sort of way to relax and get back to your normal self. And if it would help, you think, then sure.
Well, I can't say that doesn't sound tempting.
You just think about it, okay?
Yeah, I will. Hey, how about you come over on Sunday for dinner? The kids miss you. Miss their grandpa.
Oh, when people call me grandpa.
I know you're not used to it, but they...
Yeah, if you help me, I'd like that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we can talk about it, and maybe plan some things out, and yeah, have a nice dinner.
It's been a while.
It has.
All right.
I'll order something in so that you don't have to be subjected to my cooking.
Well, you could actually make your husband cook. I mean,
I won't subject you to his cooking either.
I mean, you are the breadwinner after all. He might as well to become a stay-at-home dad.
I'll put it past him, but he can order. I'll let his finger do the dialing. He can order something.
Right. Well, have a nice rest of the day.
Yeah, thanks, you too. Nice to see you.
See ya. And I'm going back away, thinking about whether or not it would be appropriate to ask all my questions during Sunday dinner among the grandkids. It doesn't seem appropriate, but maybe it's better to be in a rather relaxed position. I don't know. I'm going out, and I think when I have these papers and I'm outside, I will look around, probably not notice Toby because he's elsewhere, and I will give him a call.
Toby, you have just taken your third swig, question mark, of your emergency bottle.
Sometimes they mix up, so who knows? I said sometimes they mix up, so who knows?
Your phone rings.
I pick it up. I don't even look at who's calling. I just answer. Hello?
Hey, I've got the case. Where are you? I'm gonna drive to Bulagai.
Oh, I'm just sitting in my car. I went to go check up on some places Ken was last saw while you got the case. I can make my way over to Frank.
Yeah, sure. It's funny that you say that because I had actually some questions about Ken, but I feel like it's better asked in person.
Okay. Question before we hang up to the GM. The woman I made the deal with, do I remember, like, I know what I have in my file, but do I remember how she looked? Because it said she was watching me. Do I know anything about how she looks?
You have vague recollections. You never really saw her clearly. She is, you saw a silhouette. She seems to be very beautiful. dark hair, rather tall. And otherwise, it's all kind of hazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well then,
See it, friends.
I'll just return back to the conversation. Yeah, I'll answer any question you need me to answer. So we're going to Frank's, correct?
Yeah, you want to meet me there, or should I pick you up somewhere?
I'll meet you there.
Right. Then see you there. And
Okay.
I'll end the call.
All right. So the two of you drive separately, obviously, because you're not together at this point. You drive to Frank Dubois' house. And we'll say you get there around the same time. And it's easy to find parking. Just park in front of the house. So the house is quite large. It's 2 stories, and it looks like it has a sort of small attic space at the top. It looks like a large family home. It's slightly Victorian in style, but it also looks like it's fallen into a bit of disrepair. Out in the front, there's some bushes and trees and a lawn, and it's a bit overgrown. It doesn't look like it's seen any sort of work recently. The house is nice, but it could use a new coat of paint, maybe some roofing work, that sort of thing. And with the case report, there would have been a copy of Frank Dubois' house keys, because the house was it's sort of in a state of flux right now, because it would be technically left to his ex-wife now, but she does not live with him, so the house is in a bit of a gray area as far as who gets what. So there's, that's bureaucracy and lawyers handling that sort of thing. But you have a copy of the keys, so you can easily just head right in.
It'd still be drive.
Yeah.
I will make a comment about that later.
Well, Toby, do you have gum or mints or mouthwash?
Yeah, I'm a professional alcoholic, so yes, I would have that on me in my glove compartment.
Right.
Never in my life have gum gotten the smell of alcohol out of my breath. But then I'm not a professional alcoholic.
The alcohol has been tucked back, and I've tried my best with my breath, so we'll see how that goes.
Okay. Right. So, yeah. The two of you are in front of Frank Dubois' home.
And I will just silently give Toby the papers.
Do you know if any of Frank's family has taken over the property, or is it just an empty house?
Not yet. He has an ex-wife, but they're not living together. I think just for the sake of it, we should knock or ring the bell first and get inside later.
Okay.
And yeah, I will go and ring the bell first, kind of give a few minutes just in case if she's inside.
Sure. You get no answer. And Toby, if you're flipping through the case file, just initial flip through.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Frank's information is that he is, he lives in his house by himself. He, like I said, he has an ex-wife, Candace.
The case file that I gave him is about the case where Eric got lost in the woods.
Yes, right.
He asked for it.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, yeah. True. That would, so then, I mean, you still could have gotten a copy of the keys from the other case when you were at the police station. So for ease of the story, I would say that you still got a copy of those keys. So yeah, actually the case file would not have any information on Frank Dubois. It would be about Eric Switzer's disappearance. So
yeah, I can wait to go through that though until we're finished here at the house, because I would probably want to get an in-depth reading on that.
Okay, no problem.
Or maybe not. Because as I'm waiting, I will note, like, I think I would like you to go through the case file very carefully, because I'm not sure what exactly and under which circumstances happened to Ken, but I don't think he would just go and disappear on you. I mean, you boys were quite close. And then we have this thing where...
Yeah, I don't think he did either.
And we have this thing where a kid went into the woods and had a memory loss. And maybe this is just wishful thinking, but I'm thinking, what if something similar happened to Ken? He just cannot get back home because something happened. I don't know, another gas leak or whatever happened in that school happened to him similarly, like with Eric, and maybe he's there. I don't
know. The last bit of information I got about Ken is that he hooked up with some woman, and I think she's involved in him going missing. So I'm just trying to find out who this woman was that he was with before the disappearance.
Cool.
But I'll keep an open mind to connecting it to all of this, and since Eric also went missing at a point.
A local woman?
No idea. I don't think she's local.
So you just know that there was a woman?
Maybe tall, dark hair, but I don't really have a concrete description of her.
Yeah, that unfortunately doesn't narrow it down much.
Maybe if I heard her voice, I would be able to point her down, but other than that, no. Yeah, but that's all I got.
Listen, how long ago did this happen, the disappearance?
Oh, it's been what, months? Yeah, it's been a couple of months.
Yeah, it's just that a lot of weird stuff keeps happening in a very confined time period.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like this all might be interconnected. Maybe not. Again, maybe wishful thinking. But yeah, not getting an answer, I will just open the door with the keys that we've got.
Yeah, you don't hear anything inside. Nobody answered the door. So you open, and the two of you are immediately hit with a stale, it's a stale smell. It's the smell of some food that's gone a little off. It's the smell of a house that hasn't been opened and aired out for a little bit.
I feel like we should open the windows.
I mean, sure, yeah, we can open a window.
You walk inside, and yeah, there is a layer of dust on everything. You walk through sort of a corridor, and that leads to there's a living room, kitchen, and some closet space, maybe a dining room. It's quite large area. The living room is so there's a lot of empty bottles of alcohol here. There's some boxes of takeaway. And he has his desk down here, and it looks like he has bedding on the couch. So right off the bat, it looks like he didn't do a whole lot of cleaning. And it looked like he slept down here, and basically everywhere except for his desk is a complete mess, but his desk is immaculate. Very, very neat and tidy, but does have a layer of dust, so
Well,
has
he's a
not
bit
been
of a
used.
slob.
Odd way to live. Why is his bedding down here and not upstairs?
Now I'm wondering what's upstairs.
At least the desk is neat. And Toby will start walking towards the desk. Just to check it out, see if there's anything like on top of it.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Dwayne, what are you up to?
I'm just looking towards that area that is the workspace of his, looking around to see if there is a laptop, computer, something like that. But then I realized that Toby is on it. He probably knows what he's doing, and he's better with technology than I am. So I'll just start slowly going around the house, just in case, because I have this mental picture of him maybe being sort of inappropriately pushy with his students. See what's upstairs, see if there's a basement, because who knows what he did here. This space looks very weird, maybe a little bit like a space of some sort of psychopath. He might have little boys in his cellar, I don't know.
Okay. So, yeah, you head upstairs. Toby, you head towards the desk. So, his desk it's basically his work area. The work area, it does have a laptop on it. And the desk also has some drawers underneath. And there's some shelving behind it. And the shelving, he has... there's pictures and trophies on the shelves. Trophies of past science Olympiads, past competitions. They have had this in Seattle for many years now. And he has many pictures of, I guess not many, but he has maybe from the past. Yeah, he wouldn't have gone to the Science Olympiad every year. So he certainly has a picture of him and Patrick framed next to the trophy that they received. There's also a couple of other pictures of various students from past Science Olympiads. You don't recognize who they are. And it's a mix of boys and girls. And yeah, next to trophies.
I would take pictures of the other students he took pictures with and framed, just to see if just to look them up later, just to see like whether or not they've gone missing or what they're up to, if they're leading normal lives. But after that, I would open up his laptop.
Okay. So I assume you sit at his desk and open up his laptop. So there is one more picture underneath, basically right at eye view on his desk. And it's a picture of two little girls. It looks like they are ages probably around 7 to 10 years old. And the picture it's cut up. So it's cut to where you can see that the two little girls would have, and then there would have been somebody else in the picture, but that person has been cut out. And you open up the laptop, you see a picture on the desktop screen is a picture of those same two little girls. Same
it still
ages.
Looks cut out, like the person in the middle is missing.
Yeah, it looks like it's a different picture, but yeah, somebody is purposely, like, he zoomed in to the little girls, and you can see like maybe a woman's arm or hand also in the picture. It's definitely somebody has been cropped out of this picture.
Okay. I think with the laptop open, the first thing I'm gonna go to is the email, and I'm just gonna type up the name Eric Switzer. I hope I'm saying it right.
Yeah, Switzer.
I'm just gonna type that name in to see if anything pops up.
Okay. In the meantime, while you're doing that, Dwayne, you go upstairs, and upstairs is basically you go up there and then there's a landing, and it looks like up here there's 3 bedrooms and a bathroom. 2 of the bedrooms have basically sort of children's nameplates on the front of them. So one of them says Lily, and then the other one says Maddie, and they're kind of like blocks, and it's decorated with balloons and hearts and childlike things. And then the other bedroom doesn't have anything on it. All the doors are closed. It is significantly cleaner up here. There's no takeaway boxes or bottles or cans or anything. Just dust.
I know that probably the children's bedrooms aren't of my interest, but it's more often idle curiosity. So I would try to crack the doors open, look inside, because the fact that this place is cleaner but unused kind of gives me some sort of flashback to my own house that is in the same state, well, a bit cleaner, but in the state of mausoleum for something that has been lost.
Yeah. You check in the children's rooms, and I think mausoleum is probably a good word for it. It is very stereotypical little girls' rooms. They're decorated in pink and stuffed animals. The beds are perfectly made. Everything is very neat and tidy. There is a large layer of dust on everything. You can also tell that the decor is a little maybe out of date by 10 or so years. If there's maybe some like children's magazines or coloring books or something. It's characters that are not really around anymore. So maybe 10, 15 years old. Other than that, they're perfectly clean, perfectly in order. Nothing's really been touched.
Well, we know that his house should have gone to his ex-wife, probably. Why not to the children? If it's outdated 15 years ago and the kid has these magazines so they probably could read, that means they would have been of age to inherit the house. Did we have any information about his children?
I'll say that you could easily look this up or ask somebody to look it up for you at the station. So his wife left him about 10 years ago, and she took the two daughters, so Lily and Maddie. They were 10 and 7 at the time. So they're still alive. Nothing really happened to them. But they left. And she divorced him.
Do we know why? I mean, it's a small town. If there was some sort of scandal, probably everyone would have heard at least something.
You did not hear anything personally about what happened. Yes, it's a small town, but it's also, there are still a lot of people. So if you don't run in the same circles, then you may not have heard about anything. But again, with your access to the police files, we can say that you have not seen any criminal record for Frank Dubois. He maybe has some speeding tickets or parking tickets, but other than that, he is clean.
So whatever was the reason, it probably wasn't abuse.
It either probably wasn't abuse or they hid it really well.
All right. To be honest, old children's bedrooms are a creepy thing. So I will leave them, close the door behind me, and go to what I assume to be master bedroom. See what's in there and why the hell isn't it used?
Yeah. Okay. We'll pause there for you. as you're going to the master bedroom. Toby, you are looking up Eric Switzer in the emails, in Frank Dubois' emails. So you find a good handful there. You find an email to Eric Switzer's parents saying that Frank is very interested in Eric for the Science Olympiad. This is a very good opportunity for him. He's a very smart young man. It would be great if you know, I could tutor him for this. There's a competition, you know, blah blah blah. Tells all the details of the thing. And you also see that Eric Switzer's mother, or you assume it's his mother, wrote back and said, yes, we would love that for him, you know, blah, blah, blah. That sounds great. And then multiple correspondence with her back and forth of like, oh, he's not really interested. He doesn't want to do it. I'll try to make sure he does. And then that correspondence kind of fizzles out. Frank Dubois also emailed Eric as well. And Eric never answered.
Okay. I would look up Patrick to see if maybe there was more conversations between them. I know we already kind of saw their text messages together, but I would just want to check to see if maybe the name Patrick came up in other emails, not just him emailing Patrick.
Okay. There's not really anything devious in any of his emails. The emails are, a lot of them are sort of administrative ones where he's basically saying like, oh, I'm taking such and such students to Seattle for Science Olympiad. And like those are the only other emails that Patrick's name would pop up in. Otherwise, it's more of the similar thing that you saw on Patrick's computer.
Okay. Then I think if meeting that dead end, I would probably go through his photos just to see if Eric pops up in any more photos, or even if I see anything else that is odd, I would just go through his photos.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. You go through his photos, and what you see is mostly just typical photos of a family man, except they were from a little bit of, like a while ago. It looks like they were there would be the date on there. So from 10 years ago and before, he would have photos of his family. Looks like 2 daughters and his wife. There'd be a lot of them going out, being out and about at the park. Just lots of family photos. And then after 10 years ago, there is a lot of photos of him and students at what seems to be various competitions. And then you run into some interesting photos. And they look like they were taken maybe with like an old, so the old cell phones of the time, their cameras were really terrible. It was just grainy and not very good quality. It looks like it's cell phone photos, grainy, and they are of Eric Switzer. And it looks like it's pictures of Eric Switzer that he doesn't know are being taken. So Frank Dubois is taking pictures of him. Nothing like he's changing or anything like that. Nothing sexual in nature. It's just him out in the world. He's getting lunch at the cafeteria. He is standing near his classroom waiting for class to start. He's there's even a couple out in the city of him walking home from school. There are no other pictures of students like this. He only has pictures like this of Eric Switzer. All the other ones are the normal, just, students at the competition posing, and then you find the similar pictures that Patrick had on his computer as well.
Odd. I'm going to keep that up. Before I exit out of this laptop, well, not exit out because I'm keeping these photos up so I can show Dwayne later, but I'm just gonna type into like the search bar at the bottom and go to like Notepad to see if he took any notes in there about anything.
Okay. We'll leave you there for a second. Back to Dwayne. Dwayne, you walk into the master bedroom, and it's a large room with some normal bedroom furniture. There's a large king size bed in the middle of the room, but it has been stripped of all the bedding. So there's no sheet, no blankets or anything on there, no pillows. And this bedroom has an ensuite bathroom. Everything looks fine. You do see that there are some photos on one of the dressers, and it is framed photos of Frank and somebody who's been cut out of all those photos, and pieces of those photos have been scattered on top of the dresser around the photos.
I would usually think that maybe this person is very upset, but given the state of the ground floor, I'm getting the feeling that this is something psychotic. I have a suspicion that maybe this is wife and kids, and first I will look at those photos, see the pose of the person nearby, like was more professional and they're staying away, or maybe this person would have hugged or stayed in intimate closeness. before, I would just shuffle around those pieces and try to figure out who it was in reality.
So the photos only have one person cut out of them. There's also pictures of Frank and cutout person and the kids are intact. And if you kind of put together the pieces of the photos, it's a woman, and you would probably guess it's his ex-wife.
He's very upsetting about her leaving. He's so upset about her leaving that he's not going to sleep in the room where she slept, probably. That's my main theory for now. And with that theory in mind, I would kind of look in the dresser drawers or wardrobes or even underneath the bed to see maybe something was left here. I don't think this is something I'm looking for, but it will paint a better mental picture since we cannot speak to Dubois anymore.
Yeah. Obviously, there's a number of drawers that are empty. And the other drawers that have clothes in them, it's some of his clothes, his socks and underwear, but not many. It doesn't look like enough clothes are here. And if you look through, the closet or other places, it looks like he has taken a lot of his stuff out of this room.
He doesn't even go there. Just to check the bathroom, I would assume that it's stripped of all razor blades, toothbrushes.
Yeah. There's maybe some random, almost empty stuff that his wife left behind, some face creams or something, but looks like they haven't been touched.
I don't think I would be as lucky as to get something personal from all of these drawers, nightstands underneath the bed. Like divorce papers, maybe I want to call it a diary. I'm not sure how it's called, where you write down your schedule for some period of time.
Yeah. A diary, a schedule book or something.
Yeah, nothing like that lying around.
Not in this room. There's really it's sparse in here. Basically, you notice that the only clothes that he keeps up here are his, he has a tux in the closet. There's some fancier clothes that he has up here. Some stuff that he doesn't wear very often. Dress socks and stuff like that.
The longer I'm here, the creepier the man becomes. So I go out onto the bedroom, just in case, looking inside the other bathroom on the floor. I'm hoping he's using the bathroom over here instead of washing himself in a kitchen sink or something.
There is another bathroom downstairs as well.
Thank God.
Yeah. This bathroom also, it looks like there's some children's toothbrushes, has little cartoon characters on it. There's some children's toothpaste that tastes like bubble gum. It's just all the kids' stuff in here. All the kids' toiletries.
And I'll be going down looking quite disturbed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You'll head down and you will find Toby at the desk. And I'm sorry, Toby, what were you doing right before I switched?
I went to his notepad on his laptop, the notepad
Right.
app, to see if he had written anything in it recently before his death, basically.
The notepad is empty on the computer.
Okay.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he used it.
I'm popping in, found something.
I'll tilt the computer to show him the grainy pictures of Eric that seem to be taken without him knowing, starting from when he was in high school to him in the city.
Oh, God. That doesn't look good.
Yeah, I don't know what. He's more involved in this.
Just a slight correction. So the photos would have been taken, there would be timestamps on them. So they would only be taken during the years of 2010 and 2011.
Okay.
And those are years that Eric would be in high school. After Eric graduated, left high school, there's no pictures of him after that.
I'm gonna look at the file that Dwayne gave me. When did Eric go missing? Was that before or after these pictures?
That was around the same time. So
yikes.
The pictures started being taken early in 2010, and Eric went missing in late 2010. So it would have been around like winter time.
Yeah, I'll point that out as well. Yeah, he's more. There had to be something going on. Yeah.
He is an obsessive creep from what I've seen upstairs.
What did you find upstairs?
He made a fucking museum out of his daughter's bedrooms. They are fine, by the way. The wife divorced him, took the kids. And he had cut her out of all the photos upstairs and just ripped those to shreds.
That makes sense. I did find, and I'll point to the picture that has the middle cut out and the two girls on the side. Yeah. That tracks to what I already found.
Probably the same two girls. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, those are his kids. But man, he left everything that his wife owned upstairs, and he's just probably refusing to sleep where she slept. That's some obsessive behavior, man.
Yeah, and for some reason he seems to have been obsessed with Eric for a time.
Just Eric. Like, have he written to
there was
other kids?
There was no other grainy pictures like this. Like, there was no other pictures taken like without the other person knowing, basically. That I only saw that for Eric.
But was Eric the only one who denied him?
So he has the only one who denied him? I'm not sure about that. I've taken pictures of the other kids he has pictures with, like other kids he took to the science Olympics, maybe to check in to them to see if how they're living, if they've went missing or if they live normal lives. But I didn't get any information if anybody else turned him down.
I mean, he probably sent them emails that can be checked. And
I'll push the laptop over to him so he can find that.
not very good with that.
While he does that,
5
can I go in
hours
the
later.
drawers?
Yes, you can go through the drawers. Absolutely.
I did leave those alone.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen if there's a cellar over here? The basement?
I have not. I've been on the laptop the whole time. I didn't have time for that. But we can check that out.
I'm scared what we might find there, given all the circumstances, but I think it needs to be checked.
I'll just say that you do a quick run through of the house. There is no basement for this house.
Okay.
Okay. So, Dwayne, you are single finger typing as best you can to try to get this information. And it does take a little bit, and you scan through some emails, and it doesn't look like he ever really had any students say no to joining the Science Olympiad. He's typically talking to very smart students, ones that are performing very well at school anyway, probably looking to bolster their college their college score, their submissions. So probably trying to get into very competitive schools. So they're trying to do lots of extracurricular activities and that sort of thing. So you don't see any students rejecting his offer, as far as you can tell. And yeah, they seem very excited to work with him. And there are years where they did not win the Science Olympiad, but his track record for his students being very good at this competition is very high. And he seems to take a lot of pride in how well they do.
But since I'm looking through these emails, that also means that besides the photos that Toby did, I can just write down their names.
Mm-hmm.
I have a notebook to quickly note them. Later, we can see what happened to them.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Toby, you are looking through this desk, looking in the drawers, and you do find something strange. There is a sort of leather-bound black journal that looks like it is well used. If you flip through it quickly, all the pages are top to bottom covered in writing and strange symbols that I don't remember if you are privy to the symbols, Toby, but Dwayne certainly is. Mm-hmm.
I drew him the symbol.
You drew him the symbol. So it is the same symbol that Dwayne showed you were part of the vandalism that's been going on in the area. And when I say these pages are covered, it is covered with these symbols and writing. And I will let you guys see a bit of the writing that you can make out. Because again, it's a lot of rambling. It's a lot of craziness, really. Yeah, so can you guys see Dubois' journal?
Yep.
Okay. So those are some excerpts that you can get from the ramblings and the scratchings in this journal. And I'll read them aloud for the listener. He gives me no rest. The shadows follow him and I can see them. But what can I do? Does he know I am watching? I must be careful. If he finds out, I am in big trouble. If he is a threat to us all, he must be taken care of. Tonight's the night. It will be done. It's done. He will no longer trouble my sleep or anyone else. He's back. He made it back. I am fucked. Why is he not doing anything? He just watches me. And Toby and Dwayne, because I imagine that the sight of a crazed journal probably gets both of your attention at this point. Would you need to roll a keep it together for this? How does this hit you? Okay.
My track record for this is horrible.
It is an option.
But not today. 16.
Oh, we both got together.
What do we say to the god of madness? Not today.
Not today.
All right. I still want to know what your thought process is and what is helping you keep your cool while seeing this. You can start with Toby, since you have this in your hand.
I think my thought process is, and I think the reason I keep it together, because this is giving me motive. I think something happened between Eric and this teacher. I can't say for certain what it is, but something happened, and I think the reason Eric might be involved in this school shooting was purposely to get to Frank, because his classroom was the first classroom attacked. So my mindset is we have to figure out what happened. Like, what happened when he took these pictures from 2010 to 2011? What happened to make him write this in this journal? And how do these symbols connect to it all? So I think I'm very focused on making connections, because we're finally connecting dots. We're finally seeing how is everyone interconnected into this school shooting. And Frank is a prime suspect. He's also a victim, but he's a prime suspect. He must have done something to set this off. Like, I'm getting the fact that he's unhinged. He set this off somehow with Eric.
Dwayne?
My thought process is actually very similar, just without the first part. As most people that are faced with something unbelievable and trying to rationalize it, and the only rationalization that comes to my mind at the moment is that this man, Dubois, was very, very mentally disturbed. Probably before his wife left, and that was the reason, probably after. Whatever happened, he has certain obsessions and probably delusions. Maybe based on this page in the journal, he didn't expect for anyone to refuse his advances in this field. So he started thinking that something is wrong with Eric. He did something to the boy, and in so doing actually broke him. I mean, he's been obviously stalking the kid. Now we are reading that he imagined some sort of shadows or demons or whatever following that boy. That seems like severe mental problem. So yes, it's not as much mystical to me as how did he avoid asylum for all these years.
Yeah.
Also, Toby's just gonna point out that in the journal it said that, Frank made it seem like he did something to who I'm assuming is Eric. If Eric is the one he meant when he said the shadows are following him. He made it seem like he did something to Eric, but Eric came back. And I'm just thinking of Eric going missing in the woods and then coming back different.
Exactly.
So I will point that out to Dwayne.
Yeah, and he's nodding. He's going exactly.
Yeah.
But I agree with the man. He was fucked. Just in the head. And you know, at times, and maybe it makes me a bad person, I'm thinking that maybe this investigation should be dropped. I mean, whatever happened, he obviously brought it upon himself. Whatever he did with the kid, I guess he deserved to be shot.
But not
11
the
other
rest of the
students.
people. Yeah. I mean, I still think we should try to find Eric because, even if he is the victim when it comes to Frank, if he's involved in the shooting, he probably needs help. Therapy at the least for whatever happened in that woods.
I've got good news for you. His mother gave his phone number, address, and place of work. They're all in Seattle, but we can at least poke around. It's like, a couple of hours drive?
Like 1.5 hours drive?
Rather quick. Mm-hmm. But you know what's actually somewhat bothers me in all of this? And it's not even the fact that it feels like we have all the puzzle pieces, we just cannot put them together yet. It's that the FBI took over the case, and they most certainly were in this house, and they've seen this, and they just left it here.
That is interesting, yeah. The fact that we were able to get all of this as easily as we did, it means that either they're incompetent or they overlooked it on purpose. And why would they overlook it?
I have a conspiracy theory about that.
What's the theory?
The theory is that we are currently working for a very powerful woman with a lot of money who might have bribed someone to drop the case and quickly get it under the rug. And now she's interested in what really happened so the feds don't get close to it. Why, I don't know.
I think Toby doesn't even know what to say to that. I mean, it's more of a like, well, what do we got to do? I mean, there's a part of him that wants to see this through because, like you said, I mean, Frank Deaf is one thing. Toby's morals are gray enough where he can get over that, but a lot of kids did die. So there is a part of him that wants to see this through just to get justice for them, I think. So
Dwayne's not saying that we should drop it.
Oh.
He's just conspiracy theory that, and I always pronounce it wrong, I feel like Inzio lady, that she doesn't want the feds to get to the bottom of this, but she wants to get to the bottom of this. So she maybe bribed someone to drop the case, left all the breadcrumbs to us, and now just saying, do whatever you want to do with this.
Yeah. Well, but I wonder why she would have them drop it, but then pick it back up with us.
Because we will not lock this information up for her. They might have found these weird symbols and ramblings and just would have taken them away. Maybe whatever he did to that kid in the forest, because his mom said he was maybe drugged up. Maybe she needs that. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyhow, we have Seattle to visit, or if you'd rather go into the woods where Eric was stumbling about, we can do that, but, a few years passed.
Yeah, it has been a while.
Unless there's some sort of secret Duois facility there, I don't think we'll find anything.
When you looked into the vandalism case, which houses were marked with the
Oh, I have addresses
symbol?
over here. I wanted to see if those kids who were
if it matches with the kids.
Well, if the case was maybe like 20 years ago, I would suggest looking at the yellow pages to find out who lives there. Currently, we might need to make some house visits.
Okay.
Or see if he had sent some letters to them so we can cross-reference.
Oh, okay.
You have names of the people who reported this vandalism, the symbols, to the police, and I'm gonna say the names out loud, but I can also write them in the notes as well. It is Scott Knell, Knell, Katie Lombardo, Joan Borden, and actually Philip Dapperton reported seeing some vandalism on his house as well.
Oh, God.
You know someone of them?
Philip Dapperton, that's my uncle, the mayor. Can we
And
type those names into the well, I'm gonna type my uncle's name into the email of the laptop to see if that pops up anything.
I will offer you the names that I've written out of the students that he tutored into Olympiad.
Okay.
So when you cross-reference these names with students of years past that Frank Dubois was tutoring, there is no correlation. You know Philip Dapperton. He has a daughter, high school age, Ashley. She was not contacted by Frank Dubois at all. Hold on, I have the ages of these people too. So Scott Nell is 35, a little too young to have a high school age student or older. Katie Lombardo is also in her 30s. Joan Borden, also in her 30s. And then Philip Dapperton is in his 50s. So, yeah, there's no cross-contamination of these names with the students that he has tutored.
Well, those are other four, well, I guess 3 people we need to look into. Because they are connected to this case through that symbol.
Yeah. Have to figure out what the symbol is as well.
Honestly, this is some kind of satanic bullshit. Because he's seeing shadows and demons, he draws this symbol, he's mentally disturbed. And drawing such symbols on someone else's doors, well, it's something I would imagine in a horror film.
Where do you guys want to go from here?
Pick the destination. We have a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, I think we should check the woods before we leave Dapperton. I think follow the leads we have in Dapperton, then leave for Seattle.
Well, it's not just the woods, also the students and these 3 names.
So,
speaking of which, can I call my uncle while we're driving back?
Yes, you can. So, for some clarification before you do that, you look through the case report that you have of Eric's disappearance, and the woods are actually on the way to Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, the woods where he was found. He was found way outside the city, and yeah, they're basically the thick woods that surround the the highways that lead from Devonsport to Seattle. And yes, you can call your uncle. He wanted you to keep him updated anyway. So, yeah, you can give him a call if you like.
I will.
Okay. He picks up. Toby, hello. How is everything going? Everything good?
Everything's good. We're just looking into the case like you told us to.
Yes, absolutely.
We found a connection with Frank and someone we think might be another suspect. We're not sure yet. We're investigating it, but we have reason to believe that Frank. Well, I found a journal, and it seems like he had some mad ramblings, and the vandalism that was found on your house, the symbol. We found a lot of it in the journal, and we're just trying to see. Did you have any interactions with Frank, the science teacher?
Oh, well, let's see. When the I knew about him from Patrick. Patrick was very excited about the Science Olympiad. He was over at our house often, dating Ashley and all. He was. As far as I didn't know Frank personally at all. You think he's connected to the strange graffiti on my house?
In his journal that we found in his house, like the pages were covered, like top to bottom. There was some mad ramblings in it. Like the man, not very trustworthy. We found a lot of odd things in his house.
Oh dear. Well,
yeah. We think he may have escalated the situation, which led to the shooting. So that's why we're just looking into the people whose houses he vandalized to see if there's like a connection, basically. So we just wanted to. I saw your name was one of the people listed with your house vandalized.
Yes. I mean, vandalized is a strong word. It's just I found the symbol drawn on the back of my house. It was, or spray painted rather. It was just that. It wasn't anything else. Anyway, thank you for the update. I will.
Of course,
yeah, I will pass this along to. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it seems like the FBI missed a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff they didn't put in that we've, found over the case. So,
that's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, just Frank's house alone, they could have found a lot, like we did. So I'm just letting you know, just informing you that the FBI seems to have missed a lot of stuff in their search.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. We'll have to take care of that then.
Okay. Well, that was all.
Okay, my boy. Thank you very much. That's good that you're making progress. Okay.
All right.
If that's all, I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon, and I'll hang up.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Dwayne. I kind of don't want to mention. I didn't mention Eric. I don't want to mention that until we have concrete I mean, we have evidence already, but I want concrete evidence before I mention your son. I would,
Yeah, thanks about that.
Yeah.
So you want to look at the woods and then drive to Seattle?
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
I'm thinking maybe a quick check about what happened to these students is in order, at least on Facebook or whatever they use nowadays.
Yeah, just look up their names on Facebook, see how they're living.
Okay.
I can do that. Yeah, I'll take out my phone and I'll do that. We could probably drive together this time. I'll leave my car parked somewhere over here, not in the driveway, but a little further away from here. We can drive together while I search up the names on Facebook and you drive towards the woods.
I think another note, I feel like we have taken that journal with us, right? The crazy one.
You can take the crazy journal.
Should we take the laptop? I don't know.
Up to you.
We're taking the laptop. Just in case we find something that we want to cross-reference on the laptop. So we'll take that as well.
Yes. Steal all the evidence.
We have the hoodie, the laptop, and the journal.
You know, if someone catches us, they will think that we are to blame with the amount of evidence we have in our car, right?
I took a video of where I found the hoodie. They can't blame me for that.
That's probably will be breaking and entering, so make sure to remove the video, all right?
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll go to the woods. Given that we've started at about 11 or 12, what would be the time of our arrival to Seattle, give or take?
I think you would probably arrive there around 3:30 or 4 in the afternoon.
So
if you're, depending on how much time you spend in the woods in between there. But if you're just doing a quick look, I'd say probably close to 4:30 if you spend some time there.
Yeah, so wherever Eric worked, it would be probably open. By the way, I was also asked Toby to check what is that business that he works at.
Okay, I can search up the address and see where it leads. Right after I search up the names on Facebook.
Yeah, and you guys are in the car on your way, right?
Yeah, we'll be trying to the woods.
Okay, great. So, before we end this session, I will answer some of your questions. So, you look on Facebook and maybe some just general searches on the internet for the students. And you find that all of the students are alive and well. Many of them are older. They're well into adulthood and working at companies and, nobody's really, there's no, tragic accidents or anything. They seem to be living normal lives, normal people. And Eric's place of work. So you look up his work and you find that it is a large software company in downtown Seattle. We'll call it tech zone or something.
Okay. Seems he was into tech.
Yeah. You can easily find that he is a software engineer.
Oh, most people nowadays are into tech.
Okay. Any other questions about the information that you have?
This might be a far reach, but between Eric and Patrick, Dubois did have more students for that Olympiad of his, right?
He would have one in between, but that student did not go to the Olympiad. Also, I mean, there would be the student so it would be technically two students. The student that he replaced Eric with that year, that Eric said no, and then there would be one after that, and then Patrick would be the next student.
I'm just thinking, why Patrick? If he would have been the next one, well, he technically was if the previous didn't come, it would have made sense, but maybe there's something on the Olympiad that has to do with his work. And he saw Frank and decided to enact his revenge for whatever happened. Like, tell me, what's the Olympiad about? Does they have something about like software engineering or tech?
Don't they just answer questions? like Toby, Toby is not the kid that would have been picked for the Science Olympics.
You
so
are
it's
not
like,
driving and you have a phone with data, I hope.
I mean, but that's like the first thing out his mouth when you ask questions. He'll go to Google and look it up, but that's the first thing out his mouth. Like, I guess they just answer questions about science. I don't know.
You do look it up, and I mean, more or less true, honestly. It's a sort of a science trivia competition. So you study certain subjects, and you have like a competition of, answering questions. There is a written sort of essay part. There's like an oral. There's an oral part where you recite. They ask you a question, and then you have to explain yourself. Explain how whatever they ask works. There's also possible like presentations, giving like science presentations, present on scientific papers or, stuff like that. It's a multidisciplinary competition between various schools in multiple districts. So Science Olympiad would be it's like the greater Seattle and surrounding school districts.
See, I was right. You answer questions about science.
Okay. You You continue to drive, and the highway between Devonsport and Seattle it's a mostly 1-lane or 2-lane highway, and it's surrounded by big, beautiful forests, and it's wintertime. It's December, so there is a bit of snow on the ground. There hasn't been a full snowstorm or any heavy snow recently, but there's some on the ground. It's pretty chilly and cold. And you are able to get to the area where Eric Switzer was found on the road back in 2010. And I think we'll end this session there with you guys pulling over to the side of the road and looking into the forest. So thank you guys for playing. Thank you all for watching. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Okay.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for joining us for this recorded actual play presented by the Illusion Horror and Con. We'd like to thank our game master, players, and all other contributors to this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe if you enjoyed this actual play. And let us know what you think of this episode in the Illusion Horror community spaces. Respectfully, of course. For more information, schedules, and future events, please visit our website and join our Discord server. Links are in the description. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.